Hey guys, we are on lesson 4 of math. You need a whiteboard, a marker, and a pencil. It's going to be a little different because I'm recording myself and I'm using a whiteboard, but as you can tell, my numbers are showing up backwards just because how the computer is taking in the image, it's kind of flipping it around. So let's not have that a concern for us and just listen to my voice and also visualize, that's a 2 because it's a backwards 2. We're going to be adding fractions just like we did yesterday, but the thing about adding fractions today is that it's going to be with a whole number. A lot of our fractions are going to be a mixed number, and we can try to do it. No, it's going to be an improper fraction, and we're going to try to do it into a mixed number. So what I need you to do right now is show me 1/2, but not using 1 as a numerator and 2 as a denominator. So some of the things that you could have come up with would have been 2/4, so 2/4, 6/12, anything that is half. So 6 is half of 12. If I put 8 on the top, I know I would have to put 16 because 8 is half of 16 because 8 plus 8 is 16. Again, these numbers are backwards, but let's not have that as an issue. So please call on someone to tell me what the numerator does. So you can pause this video at any time for someone to answer a question, and then you can click play again. So what does a numerator do? And hopefully you said that a numerator tells me how many pieces I have. So how many pieces are shaded or eaten? How many pieces I have? And the denominator, so that kind of looks like gibberish because it's backwards. The denominator is the bottom number. And what does the denominator tell us? The denominator tells us how many pieces are in our whole. So I'm going to give you an example. So if I have the fraction 1/4, I know that in order to get a whole, it has to be of 4 pieces. And I have 1 of those 4 pieces. How many pieces do I have? 1. How many pieces are in my whole? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. When adding fractions, remember you're just going to add across. But here's a question for you. In order to add across, what do you need? In order to add across, so 1/3 plus 1/3, what do you need in order to just go straight across? Yes, you need common denominators. These numbers need to be the same. Can we add across here? Yes, it's 2/3 because the denominators are both 3. So yesterday we talked about uncommon denominators. For example, we had something like 1/3 plus 1/2. What do we need to do to this in order to add straight across? Exactly, we need to have a common denominator. And in order to have a common denominator, we need to multiply this by 2 and this by 3. We need the top, the numerator and the denominator by 2, the numerator and the denominator by 3. So you should have gotten 2/6 plus 3/6. And now exactly right. You can add straight across to get 5/6. You never add denominators straight across because you're not changing the size of your whole. Your whole is still going to be broken down into 6 pieces. If you added across, it would be 12ths, and 2/12 is much smaller than 2/6. All right, you're going to add 2/3 plus 1/4. Again, you need to find that common denominator. And that common denominator is going to be 12. So I'm going to multiply this by 3 and this by 4. I'm just multiplying by opposing denominators to get 8/12 plus 3/12. 8, 9, 10, 11. I get 11/12. Now the issue that we're going to come in contact with today is we're going to get a mixed number. What is a mixed number? A mixed number is when the top number, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator, meaning that there is a whole already in that fraction and we need to take it out. It's kind of like doing surgery. Maybe. So if I had 15 12s, this is a mixed number. I have a whole already in there. We broke apart these yesterday and I said, what would be my whole? Well, the denominator tells me the size of my whole, which is 12. So in order to have a whole, in order to eat the whole thing, you need to eat 12 pieces. So you've already eaten 12 pieces, but then you have how many left over? 12, 13, 14, 15. You have 3 12s. So this 12 12s turns into 1, and then you have 3 12s. So my answer in a mixed number would be 1 and 3 12s. That is what happens when you break down a number. Break down an improper fraction. And that's the thing that you're going to be needing to focus on today in your lesson. Okay, so break down this. 18 16ths. How many parts equal 1 whole in this fraction? How many parts do we need to get 1 whole? 16. 16 needs to be the same on the top and the bottom. When we take 16 out, how many do we have left? And how do we rewrite this? We have 2 16ths left because 16, 17, 18. We have 1 and 2 16ths. Okay, so now we're going to talk more about adding fractions with uncommon denominators. So let's do another one. Let's do 3/4 plus 1/2. So again, we're going to turn those into common denominators. 6/8 plus 4/8 to get 10/8. But 10/8 is a mixed number. We need to get, no, 10/8 is a mixed number. No, 10/8 is an improper fraction. If I've been saying this wrong the whole time, I'm so sorry. 10/8 is an improper fraction. It's wrong. It's improper. It doesn't look right to write it like that. So 10/8 broken down would be 8/8 because that's 1 whole. I took 1 whole out of it. What do I have left? 2/8. So my answer would be 1 and 2/8. A mixed number is basically saying you have a mixture of whole numbers and fractions. Okay, so now it's going to be the time to pass out your packets. So you should all have your packets in your hand. Let's take a look at the first part. It says, for the following problems, draw a picture using the rectangular fraction model and write the answer. When possible, write your answer as a mixed number. Remember, a mixed number is one of those whole numbers with a fraction. So let's do A together. The only picture you need to draw is the actual answer. So you don't need to be drawing a picture for 2/3 and 1/2. You just need to draw it for the actual answer. So 2/3 plus 1/2 times this by 3, times this by 3, times this by 2, times this by 2. We are going to get 4/6 plus 3/6. 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7/6. This is an improper fraction. It's wrong to write it like this. We need to turn it into a mixed number. How many parts are going to be 1 whole? You're going to need 6/6. That equals 1. How many 6 do you have left? When you take away 6/6 from 7/6, You have 1/6 left. Is that a tongue twister? Whew. So you have 1 and 1/6. Now in order to draw a model for 1 and 1/6, it would look like this. My holes are going to be divided into 6 parts. I have 1 hole and 1/6. I have 1 and 1/6. That is what your area model needs to look like. So I can trust in you to be able to do B, C, D, E, and F. Drawing an area model and doing the addition. Okay, flip over to the word problems. So don't give them time to do the problem set yet. We're going to set up the word problems first. They will be able to solve them, and then they will go back and do the problem set. You'll work up until the exit ticket. You may not work up until your homework. Your homework can be done during music and choir rehearsal though. So you may not do your homework now. If she does catch you doing your homework now, she's going to write your name down, and you will have extra homework to do. Sorry about ya. Okay. It says, solve the following problems, draw a picture, write a number sentence that proves the answer to simplify your answer if possible. So Penny uses 2/5 pounds of flour to bake a cake. 2/5 pounds of flour. 2/5. She used another 3/4 pounds of flour to bake a chocolate cake. How much flour did she use altogether? You're going to take 3/4 a pound plus 2/5 a pound, add it together. Draw an area model for the answer. Make sure you find common denominators. There you go. For number 3, I'll set that one up for you. Carlos wants to practice piano 2 hours each day. He practiced piano for 3/4 an hour before school and 7/10 an hour when he gets home. How many hours has Carlos practiced piano? How much longer does he need to practice before going home before he can meet his goal? So when you solve and get this answer, it's going to be a fraction. When you get that fraction, you also need to take it and see how much is left away from that hole. So if I said he was 3/4 the way done, how much did he have left? He had 1/4 left because these together equal 1 hole. Okay, so I've set the word problems up for you also. You should be able to do the exit tickets 1 and 2. If you don't understand 2, you should, because it's exactly like the other word problems that are on the paper. Again, don't move on to your homework. You're going to have, I think, about 25 minutes to continue working. Your voice is absolutely off. The only time you should be talking is when you're asking the substitute a question. Again, try it on your own first. The first 5 minutes you're working by yourself. You're asking no questions, and she's not going to answer any questions. You can skip around, and then she'll come back to you. But first, you need to try for those first 5 minutes. What else? Again, just write down questions that you have for me, but I think this is just a review of what was yesterday. Adding fractions is really not that bad. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and remember that I'm in the building, and you should act like you would act if I was there, okay? Majority of the time, the classroom should be quiet. That is just how it is. It's how it always is. Okay, have a great day. I miss you. I love you. Goodbye.